Okay, so we are going to commission a DeltaV controller. Commissioning a controller adds it to the network so it can be used. You can see here we're looking at our decommissioned nodes right now, and we have one controller appearing. If I just back up here, you can see my laptop. That's the Professional Plus station. Professional Plus station we're going to be working with to configure this controller, and it has a Ethernet cable connecting the computer to the Ethernet port on this DeltaV controller. You can see there's two ports there, a secondary and a primary. That's used for redundancy, redundant networking. Up here, you can see the Pri channel flashing. That indicates the connection. The controller detects the connection. The controller is in error right now. That's because it's decommissioned. It's not set up for use. When we commission it, you'll see this active light turn on. The secondary channel is not being used. That's the secondary Ethernet port. It's not being used, and the light's not blinking. So we'll back up over here, back over to the Professional Plus station, and we will commission this controller. So to commission the controller, we're going to right click on the control network, go to Commission Controller, select the controller. There's only one controller on our network because we're just using a point-to-point connection. Click OK, and you can see we got some tabs up here, general information, the revision number of the controller. We're using major revision 12, minor revision 3. Sorry, that's for the software. And then if we look up here, if we click on controller, you can see the MAC address. So that's the media access control address that's used by Ethernet to identify the controller. Okay, let's go back down, we'll click OK, and it asks if we want to auto sense the I/O cards for this controller. So if we look back at our rack, we have 3 I/O cards. We have an analog input, analog output, discrete input, and discrete output module. So if we click yes to this prompt, it's going to auto sense those controllers on our carrier. So let's click yes, and we'll see. We'll watch here as it auto senses the cards. It says cards were inserted into slots 1, 2, and 3. And yes, that is correct. So on DeltaV, there's a 2-slot chassis. On our system, a 2-slot chassis, or carrier as they call it in DeltaV, connected to a 8-slot. So the 8 slot, if we move back over here, here we have our 8-slot carrier. It starts from here and it goes to here. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Over here we have a 2-slot carrier, and that holds the power supply for the DeltaV system and the controller. This is an MQ controller. So we'll click OK to our prompt, and now we will download a complete physical network because we have these changes. You can see we have the blue triangles beside our controller and our Pro Plus station. So let's click download of the physical network. Gives us a warning that we're performing a download. Click yes. Once it's done downloading, we can click close, and let's try downloading our controller again because we have seem to have a warning there. Okay, there. So now we've successfully commissioned our DeltaV controller. We should be able to drill down and see all of our I/O. And there's our 4 cards.